The email from Isabella arrived just before midnight, sliding into my inbox like a scalpel wrapped in silk. Subject line crisp. Osprey Family Retreat. Reservation update. Body. Colder than the Colorado night outside my study window. Regrettably, your spot has been reassigned to Maya, our new wellness director. Your presence is no longer required for this year's retreat. We trust you understand. I stared at the screen in the blue-white glow, the words carving themselves into my retinas. My phone buzzed on the desk. Ethan. Honey, Isabella just told me. Please don't make a scene. It's for the best. He'd already approved it. I wasn't being uninvited. I was being replaced. Erased. By a life coach named Maya. In the lodge I'd built with my own blood money. Have you ever been written out of your own legacy while still breathing? Drop your story below. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't even text him back. My fingers didn't shake. I just sat in the midnight silence of my Manhattan study, the city lights flickering beyond the glass like distant judgment. I didn't open old photo albums. I opened my laptop and booked the red-eye to Aspen. First class. One way. Arrival, 6:12 a.m. Next message to Chloe, general manager of the Osprey, the only person I'd personally hired who still answered to me. First flight out of JFK. Founder suite. Absolute discretion. No announcements. She replied in seconds. Copy that, Ms. Lily. Suite will be ready. Welcome home. The Osprey wasn't some dusty Preston heirloom passed down through generations of old money. Ethan's family had the name, the crest, the stories, but zero cash. I was the one with the advance from my third novel, The Quiet Siege, a 7-figure check that bought 40 acres of raw mountain land outside Aspen.
I was the one who sat with the architect for 18 months, sketching elevations on napkins, arguing over beam widths, sourcing reclaimed barnwood from 3 states away. I was the one who walked the site in steel-toe boots while pregnant with ideas, not children. My name, Lily Vance, was on every permit, every invoice, every line of the original LLC incorporation. Then I met Ethan, charming, brilliant, history professor with a voice like warm bourbon and eyes that made you believe in forever. We married in the lodge's great room before the fireplace was even finished, and because I was in love, because I wanted to prove I was all in, I did the thing that would haunt me. I added his name to the deed. A goodwill gesture. A symbol. A mistake. He kissed my temple that night. You're so reasonable, Lily. Not like Isabella. So calm. So good. Reasonable. I swallowed it like honey.
Didn't realize it was poison.
Over the years, the erosion was slow. Surgical. Jennifer, Ethan's mother, started critiquing my holiday menus. Darling, the Prestons have always done prime rib. Isabella, the PR director for a luxury skincare brand, began referring to the Osprey as our family retreat in Aspen, in interviews, blog posts, Instagram captions. They rewrote history one caption at a time, and I let them. Because I was reasonable. Because I was good. Because I didn't want to be that wife. That daughter-in-law. The one who made waves. My phone buzzed again. Ethan, just let them have this one weekend, Rose. We'll talk when they're back. I was already in the car to JFK. In the first-class lounge, nursing a black coffee, another email pinged. This one from Jennifer. Subject. Fosprey Rebrand Deck Final, V3. She'd forwarded the entire chain by mistake. 30-page PDF. I opened it mid-sip. Cover page, The Preston Legacy, recontextualizing the Osprey Lodge. My stomach didn't drop. It went perfectly still. I scrolled. New logo. Preston Family Crest. Mission statement. Honoring ancestral roots and generational continuity. Timeline for media rollout. Press release draft.
The Preston family proudly unveils the next chapter of their historic Colorado retreat. My name appeared exactly once. Page 27. Section header. Neutralizing competing narratives. Bullet point. Reposition Lily Preston, née Vance, as generous early collaborator who supported the family in realizing their vision. I closed the file. This wasn't a family squabble. This wasn't petty. This was a hostile takeover disguised as a wellness retreat. Psychologists call it ambient gaslighting. 1,000 tiny cuts until you question your own memory, forgetting to invite you.
Retelling the story with your role shrinking each time. Until you're a ghost in your own life. Isabella wasn't being cruel. She was being strategic. She was building a case to steal my life's work. And the email she'd just sent me? That was the blueprint. Boarding call for Flight 817 to Aspen. I stood, slipped my phone into my pocket, and walked toward the gate. They'd escalated this from personal insult to professional war. Fine, let's be professional. 30,000 feet up, plain Wi-Fi connected, I made 2 calls. First, David, my personal attorney, not the family lawyer. Pull the original Osprey LLC filings, premarital. Run a fresh title search. Every document, permit, and filing in the last 6 months. Pitkin County, state level, everything. He didn't ask why. On it. Second call. Chloe. Remember the bronze founder's plaque? The one Isabella called tacky and had removed 3 years ago? Chloe's voice smiled through the static. In storage. Unit 22B. I know exactly where. Hire a professional. Out of storage, polished until it blinds, mounted over the main fireplace in the grand lobby before I land. With pleasure, Miss Lily. I hung up and stared out the window as the plane cut through clouds. Isabella suffered from what I call inheritor-imposter syndrome. She'd never built anything. Her entire career was managing what others created. Optics, narratives, press releases. She couldn't stand that I had substance. Tangible. Permanent. So she tried to rebrand my creation into her story. She thought this was a PR battle. She had no idea I was fighting a war for ownership. She brought a deck. I was bringing deeds.
Landed in Aspen as the sun bled purple and gold across the peaks. David's secure text came through before I'd even claimed my bag. Filing discovered. Pitkin County Clerk. Isabella Preston petitioning for primary management rights, Osprey LLC. Cites spousal incapacitation and abandonment. Hearing scheduled next week. Incapacitation. While she distracted me with a life coach swap and a 30-page lie, she'd filed to have me declared legally unfit to manage my own property, using Ethan's complicit silence as her weapon. The rebrand deck wasn't the plan. It was the smokescreen. The courthouse was the real battlefield. I skipped the chauffeured SUV I'd pre-booked, rented a black Jeep at the counter, drove straight to my private storage unit on the edge of town, Unit 22B, climate-controlled. My archive, old manuscripts, first editions, and 1 cardboard tube. I rolled up the metal door.
Dry air. Stillness. Against the back wall, the blueprints. Not digital copies. Not builder specs. The originals. 6 feet of heavy vellum. Hand-drawn, ink still sharp after a decade. Every line I'd sketched at 3 a.m. Every elevation I'd fought the architect over. Every notation for the custom ironwork I'd designed myself. And in the bottom right corner, the title block. Lily Vance, principal designer and investor. Not Preston. Vance. I rolled them tight, secured with a rubber band, and walked out into the cold mountain air. Time to go home.
I pulled up to the Osprey just after sunset. The grand oak doors gleamed under the porch lights. Pine and cedar smoke curled from the chimney. I walked in with the blueprint tube under my arm like a sword. The lobby was exactly as I'd designed it, down to the scent, the angle of the beams, the way the chandelier caught the firelight. And there, in the center, under my custom ironwork, was the entire family. Isabella mid-toast, champagne flute raised, Ethan behind her shifting uncomfortably, Jennifer beaming like royalty, Maya the life coach glowing in Lululemon like she'd manifested the trip. They hadn't even waited for the retreat to start. They were celebrating my absence. Isabella saw me first. Her glass wobbled. The smile didn't fade. It shattered. Her face cycled from porcelain to purple. She set the flute down with a clink that echoed like a gunshot. She took one step forward, mouth opening for the hiss, the spin, the declaration that I was the intruder. And in that exact moment, Chloe stepped out from the manager's office like a queen. Her voice carried to the rafters. "Welcome home, Ms. Lily." Every head snapped. Glasses froze mid-clink. Chloe beamed. "The founder has arrived. Your suite is prepared. The staff is thrilled." Isabella's eyes shot to the fireplace. Chloe's followed. And there it was, polished to a mirror shine, anchored deep into the stone. Lily Vance, founder. The lobby fell so silent I could hear snowflakes land outside. Isabella's mouth still hung open. Ethan stared at the plaque like it was written in ancient Greek. I walked past them, boots echoing on the reclaimed wood I'd chosen myself. "Good to be home," I said to Chloe. The legacy dinner was held in the private dining room, my design, my table, my view. Isabella had recovered enough to wear a black dress and a smile sharp as glass. She stood at the head, my head, and raised her glass. "To the Preston legacy," she began, voice syrupy. "It's about continuity. Bloodlines, what we pass down." I let her finish, let the hollow "hear, hear" echo and die. Then I stood. No, excuse me. No, excuse me. Just rose, picked up the blueprint tube from the floor, walked to the head of the table, placed it in front of her like a body. "What is this, Lily?" she snapped, mask slipping. I didn't answer, pulled the cap, unrolled. 6 feet of vellum crushed the floral centerpiece. Red wine bled across my signature like a fresh wound. No one moved. I pointed. "This is substance." Phone up, rebrand deck cover. "This is story." Swipe, lawyer's email. "This is crime." Isabella's glass slipped, shattered. Jennifer gasped. Ethan finally met my eyes. His face was ruin, shame, regret. Too late. The silence was absolute, a narrative collapsing in real time. They were gone by 5 a.m., a convoy of black SUVs slinking down the mountain before sunrise. David called at 9. Petition withdrawn. They folded the second we countered with the original filings. Ethan found me in the great room at noon. I was standing by the fire, staring at the plaque. He kept 10 feet between us. "I'll sign my name off the deed," he stammered. "Anything. I'm so sorry I didn't turn." "Yes, you will." I looked out the floor-to-ceiling windows at the snow-covered peaks I'd chosen, the valley I'd built with my own hands. I wasn't just the owner. I was the guardian. I'd built a fortress, and I'd finally learned how to defend it. Yo, if this lit the ember in your soul, smash subscribe, ring that bell, drop where you watching from below. Share with anyone being erased from their own legacy. They need to know. Silence isn't consent. It's the pause before the counterattack. Comment your took back my name moment. New fire every 24 hours. Stay locked.